Question. Who authorized Charlie Strong to contaminate this Longhorns team? Who authorized Charlie Strong to be on the sidelines coaching this game that just ended? Who let that happen, man? In all seriousness, Texas loses to Arkansas 40-21. And I can't even be mad about this game, man. What did we do right? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm not trying to see what we did wrong. I'm trying to see what we did right in this game, which seems like nothing. Now, props to Arkansas. They are in a much improved team. You can already see it from last year to this year, from the last 3-4 years to this year. They're a much improved team. They're more physical now, like they're supposed to. Sam Pittman got them playing ball, running the ball, playing great defense. They're tough. They're a tough team, man. They're not beating us like that just because we're not executing. They're improved. They're a much improved team. I will give them that. Now, the biggest part about this game was the line of scrimmage, man, and that's what I saw as a weakness against Louisiana. That's what I saw as a weakness here, glaring weakness. That's what's going to be the weakness moving forward with this team is the lack of line of scrimmage play, both sides of the ball. Not just the offensive line, not just the defensive line, both sides of the ball collectively. The line of scrimmage is not physical enough. It's not tough enough. They're not moving guys off the ball, either side of the ball. And that's the foundation of your team is the line of scrimmage. Believe it or not, it's not the most sexiest part of the game. It's not the part of the game that's going to produce all these highlights and all that, but it's the most important part of the game, controlling the line of scrimmage. We have no control over the line of scrimmage in this game. They ran over 340 yards. That reminded me of like the Taysom Hill game back in 2012, 2013, where BYU ran for like 540 yards or whatever it was. But back to this, both line of scrimmages were awful. The offensive line, let's talk about that first for a little bit. I pointed out as a weakness in the Louisiana game. It's still a weakness now. Can't run block, and when we're trying to we were hell bent on giving Bijan the ball every single first down. It seemed like every single first down, I already knew they were going to give Bijan the ball, and he did what he can. Bijan can do what he can, but when your offensive line is not getting any push in the run game, what can he do? There's not much he can do. He can break tackles here and there, but when Bijan touches the ball and there's already 3 Arkansas defenders in the backfield, what do you want him to do? You're relying on him for your offense, but your offensive line is not doing much. So that's a big room for improvement area right there. And that led to Hudson not being good. And Hudson, a lot of the times, did not seem settled in. And I think that was for 2 reasons. 1, the offensive line. And 2, he looked a little bit jittery. The wide receivers as well. This was a problem last year. The wide receivers could not separate. Shout out to Arkansas. Once again, their defense it looks really legit. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say elite, but I'm saying their defense looks legit, and I'm giving them their credit. But our receivers still have the problem of not being able to separate, not being able to get off the line of scrimmage against press, and all these things. So that played into a role into Hudson not playing well. Now, let's not take the blame off of Hudson completely. Let's not just alleviate him from all the blame, because he did miss a lot of throws. He did miss another thing that I brought up in the Louisiana game. I said Hudson seems like he struggles with the deep ball, and there was a sequence of like back-to-back plays where he missed an open receiver on the deep ball in the same exact fashion where it was drifting to the right. 2 straight plays, and Greg McElroy astutely pointed it out. Like when he's throwing the ball deep, the ball is drifting to the right. So he needs to adjust that a little bit. You saw in the Louisiana game, You saw another one where I think Whittington dropped the ball. The ball was in his hands. He just dropped it. There's another one where I think Hudson overthrew the guy. And it was just not a good night. Hudson didn't seem settled in at all. Even when he did have time in the pocket, like I said, the receivers couldn't get open. And then what more do you want him to do? Let's talk about the defense. Like I said, the defensive line, non-existent at all. I will say that one weakness we had last year is now one of, if not our biggest strength, which is the linebacker position with Luke Brockermeyer and DeMarvion Overshown. Those guys are workhorses. Those guys are beasts. They are magnets to the football. They are always at the right place at the right time, it seems like. Those two guys have been really, really great so far. That's one of the only great things I can really say about the team. As far as the DBs go, the thing is, Arkansas didn't need to go deep. They didn't need to, do anything crazy, take too many shots, because they're controlling the game on the ground with the running backs and with KJ Jefferson running around as well. We couldn't stop it. KJ Jefferson looked like Cam Newton. I hate to say it, but he did. So they didn't need to take those shots. That's why we weren't getting those turnovers like that. Shout out to BJ Foster for that one interception. He played a really good game. I will give him that. Because Arkansas was comfortable with what they were doing. We didn't make them uncomfortable. We didn't make them have to convert a 3rd and 12. We didn't make them have to convert any long distance plays. Because they're always ahead of the game, because they're always getting 6, 7, 8 yards a run. They're ahead of the chains. They don't need to, go out of character, go out their offense. They're comfortable the whole night. So, that's what's gonna have to change, making guys more uncomfortable defensively. So, as far as the quarterback situation, I personally thought Casey Thompson should have been starting all along. I said that in the last video. Yes, I know Hudson has the upside. Yes, I know Hudson has all the intangibles. Hudson looks like that prototypical quarterback. Casey Thompson, yes, he's not as talented, but I think he would be more consistent in his play, simply because, one, he's been here for a couple years now, and he played behind a great quarterback in Sam Ehlinger. So he has that grittiness, or at least I would like to think he would have that grittiness, that leadership that Sam had, probably to a lesser degree. When it comes to the deep ball, I think Casey Thompson is miles ahead of Hudson Card when it comes to the deep ball. So that in Sark's offense, I think, is a huge plus, having that deep ball factor. You saw it at Alabama. So I think Casey Thompson should have been starting all along. You saw what he did in the Alamo Bowl, and I think he should be the starter moving forward. Tell me what y'all think, man. But yeah, we got our ass whooped, man. As far as the rest of the season, I don't know. We're done. We're gonna be an 8-4 team, give or take. I'm ready for it. Lose to Oklahoma, lose to Iowa State, lose to probably TCU also. That's just what I think, man. I've been watching this way too long. Too much pain in Texas program. So I'm just used to it. I'm not even mad anymore. So we'll see where Sark goes with this, man. But yeah, if y'all like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share the video. Comment what you think about the game and all those things. Shout out to Arkansas. If any Arkansas fans are in here, shout out to y'all, man. It's Jimmy from Just the Facts You, and I'm out. Peace. Hook 'em, I guess. Sorry, I'm wearing a TCU shirt. I live in the area, so that's the only reason why I'm really wearing this shirt. So, hey.